Yo, what is going on, guys? Hutcho322 here, back again with another video. And today, guys, sorry I'm checking on OBS, but this is the ASL, and this is week 1 of the ASL. And a lot of great matches went on, as you can see on your screen. And if you'd like to go check out the showdown links to the battles at your own pace, they are down below in the description. All 7 battles. There are 7 battles a week, so we'll be going all 7 battles. That is a little recap, as you can see. And it was definitely, there was a lot of repeat differentials, as you can see. There's a lot of 2-0s over here, and there's 4-0s, 1-0, 5-0, the works. So we're just gonna, without any ado, we're just gonna hop right into this. And so the first match that, these aren't the first matches that were played. This is just how it was set up on the schedule. So the first match was the Arcane Arcaniners versus the Nootherlandians. Arcaniners coached by Altaria Motives, and the Nootherlandians coached by Amarilla, or Detective Butters. The Nootherlandians won 2-0. Crocodile putting on tremendous amount of pressure, going 4-0, and Crocodile putting a lot of work. Roserade and Mesprit also had kills, and on the Arcaniner side, they played their Spiritomb very well, saving it for the Megazam since they brought Infiltrator, Spiritomb. Substitute Megazam was not a problem since Spiritomb could break right through that. He also broke a little bit of holes in Nidoking and Vikavolt, but Altaria broke the Sleep Claws, but Crocodile realistically broke the rest of his team anyways. So it didn't really matter in that sense, but let's just go ahead and hop onto this. If it'll load, it'd be awesome. Okay, here, let me move it over for you guys. So we're gonna go really fast through this game. So as you can see, they're gonna lead with Mesprit. I'm gonna try and keep this to like a 30-minute video. I don't really know how long they're gonna be. I'm gonna have to just gauge off of this or something. But I'm not gonna like word for word commentary this. I'm just gonna go over like big plays that are made and cue in on plays. It's really just for you guys to see what happened, what the stats were. As you can see, in this match from that, obviously, Crocodile put on a tremendous amount of pressure, and Vikavolt's going to pick up the first kill of the match. I'm going to go through this decently quick. I'm going to skip through a couple turns. Okay, that's a glitch. Whatever. It's funny. Wow. But as you can see, Mesprit is going... let's skip back, because that was a really good play. So Altaria is going to switch into Spiritomb, and Mesprit goes for the Psychic, so a good prediction on Altaria's part. He goes for the Sucker Punch, and the Nootherlandians are just going to get their rocks up. And Altaria, making another great prediction, goes for the Pursuit on the Mesprit as it is being switched out since it can't do anything. And they're going to switch out, go to the Suicune. It's a dead tie. I'm sure they both have Toxic. I don't know their sets. And Roserade is going to pick up a kill on the Suicune. And just like that, Nidoking picks up a kill on the Roserade. Crook comes in, puts in a lot of pressure, just sacks it off the rocks. He's going to go into the Milotic, and he has Hypnosis, Spiritomb. Claydol was going to get crit with a knockoff. I'm not sure if that actually mattered. And again, guys, every battle will be down below if you guys would like to watch it at your own pace. I'm kind of just burning through this. So he's going to go to his Megazord. He's going to roost off the damage as he goes into Crook. Crook is going to kill the Nidoking, which is his second kill, and this is where Altaria makes the great play. It's an Infiltrator. He misses the Weaviles, which is a little bit unfortunate. And the Nootherlandians are going to go for the Substitute. Spiritomb goes for the Pursuit and goes for the Sucker Punch. Breaks through the Substitute just because of Infiltrator, and that'll be the match because he broke the Sleep Claws because we do play on custom games. So there is that match. Next up is the match between the Meteor Mantine, coached by TG1, or TGI, however you want to say it, and Raver, which Raver was our reigning champ, so yeah. And then Las Vegas Gardevoir, which were formerly I believe, Seeking Rain in Seattle, coached by Gustavo N77. It was a 4-0. Meet Your Mantine won, of course, in that 4-0. Applied a ton of pressure with Beware, picked up 3 kills. Yeah, it was a powerful game. So, I actually think this is supposed to say Megalodios. No, never mind. It's a different game that I'm thinking of, I think. I don't know, we'll find out in a second. But, Gustavo really couldn't get anything going. He had a couple kills with Scolipede. Well, between Scolipede and Sceptile. But beyond that, it was a 4-0. So let's get into the match. And I don't know if you guys can see the stats. Hold up, let me come back. I have to do display capture so it doesn't lag. Yes, I'm doing this on Google Slides. So those are the stats. Those are the stats right there. Get a good glimpse. Pause the video if you need. And we're going to hop on over here, and I need to fix it now. It is a little tedious that I have to fix it every time. Yeah, so it is Megalodios. I was just thinking of another game. So we're just going to start up the match. He's going to lead off Metagross, he's going to lead off Registeel, and Gustavo actually stays in, which is very interesting because there isn't much Regice can do, but he's just going to set up a sub, which is a little bit of an interesting play. The Mantines are free to just go for a Meteor Mash and Ancient Power, trying to get the boost probably. He's forced to go into his Pyroar, which forces him out into Latios. Gustavo predicts that and goes for the Dark Pulse. Goes for the Dark Pulse on the Beware. If he would have landed that prediction and gone for the Fire Blast, it might have two-shot. He's going to go into his Terrakion. Goes to the Latios. Goes to the Regice, which is very, very specially defensive without even bulk invested into it. So it's a lot of switching around. It's going to go into his Thundurus, which doesn't get to a KO'd by the Meteor Mash. So Thundurus is going to go for the Dark Pulse, which doesn't do that much to Metagross, and it's actually a screens Metagross. He's going to go for the Sludge Wave on the Clefable after setting up a nasty plot, which at this point probably means it is unaware Clefable. Clefable is going to pick up the first kill of the match, and then Scolipede is going to trade. So it was a Clefable for Thundurus Incarnate trade. He's going to go to Beware. He's going to be +2 attack, +2 speed, and Beware is going to knock it out. Makes an odd play going into Regice. I don't know what his mindset there was, since it doesn't outspeed the Beware. Unless Beware normally doesn't outspeed it. It was just EV'd that way. But unfortunately, Terrakion's going to miss 2 Zen Headbutts, which is actually really big because it could have taken out the Beware, and the Beware did get 3 kills in the match. But the Sceptile's going to Mega Evolve and take out the monstrous Beware. The Beware is very doubted. Oh my god, the voice crack. It was very doubted in the draft. Yeah, give a like for that voice crack. Yeah. It was very doubted in the draft, but it's clearly putting on pressure here. And the Pyroar is going to be outsped by the Latios and is going to be taken out, which means it is very offensive Latios. Because Pyroar has high speed. Sceptile is going to go for the Dragon Pulse. It's going to go for the Focus Blast, get a critical hit, but it doesn't really matter. He's going to switch out to preserve the 4-0. And is going to go for the HP Ice and win the game for the Meet Your Mantine. Now we're going to go to the third game. Hold up, I want to check what time I'm at. I'm at 10 minutes. Okay. Go to the third game. The Phoenix Flygons, coached by Keister, and the Stoic Sandslash, which were earlier known as, I believe, Magikarp's Revenge. Don't quote me on that, Inaria, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was. So, the Stoic Sandslash did get 4-0, proving why Porygon 2 is the monster that it is. Offensively and defensively, it went 4-0 in the match. Keister tried to get a little sweep going, but this battle shows you why Pokemon is how it is. There's a little bit of hacks, and whether that won Anaria the game or not, I don't know. My opinion, yes, but you guys will get to determine in a minute. They're going to lead Toad, and they're going to lead Porygon, and this looks to be an offensive Porygon right off the bat. It shows download, not trace. Unless there just wasn't any things that it wanted to trace. But Keister is going to have the Rindleberry on his Seismitoad just to be able to take the Giga Drain and be able to fire off some Ice Punches. But it is Roost, so a little unfortunate for Inaria, or not Inaria, for Keister. But he's going to go to his Latios, take 60%, and fire off a D-Claw. Now, the Skuntank can Sucker Punch here, but Anaria is not going to go for that, predicting the Roost, I assume, unless he doesn't have it. And just goes for the Crunch to do a big amount of damage, and then Keister goes to his Tangrowth to soak up the hits, since he's not going to Poison Jab. Goes to the Ditto, knowing that he can take the Toxic, or Poison Jab, or Crunch, all of the above, and then fires off a Crunch back, and it's going to go for the Poison Jab, get a crit. Whether that crit mattered in the long run, I'm not sure. But the Anari's Skuntank is going to go for the Crunch, get the defense drop on Infernape. It's kind of irrelevant, but Infernape is going to go for the big CC and knock out the Skuntank, which is if it's Assault Vest, it's a decent check to the Mega Latios, but what it is, let's be honest, guys. So, Tapu Fini is going to go for the Calm Mind. And Ditto did not copy that because it did not come in on it as the Calm Mind went up. So it's going to be a little bit of that, those shenanigans. So Keister's going to predict the Electivire and go for the Nasty Plot instead of Volt Switching to give it the +1 speed. Anaria is going to predict the Tangrowth and go for the Ice Punch. Going to Volt Switch out on it. And we're going to see some little switching shenanigans, just to get the right Mons in to actually do something. And it's a lot of a switch fest. So as you can clearly see, they're just switching around, and Fernape's gonna fire off that big Flare Blitz, but at the cost of losing itself to an Air Slash from Golbat. So Latios is going to be sent in, knowing that the Golbat will go down to 2 turns of Leaf Seed, and Keister can set up those big DDs. Now, Anaria's in a tough spot here because the only thing that can really take a hit is the Tapu Fini. Now, Keister is at +2/+2, goes for the big Earthquake, and knocks it out. Anaria's last chance is that he can live hits from this Latios of P2, and he does it phenomenally. And he's going to go for the Tri-Attack. And he's going to D-Dance for the 3rd time. Goes for the Recover again. Good prediction by Keister. He's going to D-Dance for the 4th time. Tri-Attack from P2. Freezes Mega Latios. Doesn't matter. Thaws out immediately. Goes for the Roost. He's going to Tri-Attack again with P2. Does not get anything yet. Roost again. Going to Tri-Attack. And another freeze, ladies and gentlemen. Double freeze. And it is going to be Frozen Solid, and that is going to be Mega Latios down. I don't believe anything else was living hits from a +4/+4 Mega Latios. But basically, P2 just takes out the rest of the members of the Phoenix Flygons. So a little bit hacksy, definitely, because without 2 freezes, the first one didn't matter, but the second one, without that, I do feel that the Flygons would have sealed the match. Just my opinion, but I genuinely feel like they would have sealed the match. So, the 4th battle, and this was actually the first battle played, chronologically, was the Inner Milotic, coached by Static G0703, and the Wenter's Weaviles, coached by It's Vish, and it was 5-0, to be honest, Mega Blastoise put on so much pressure. Tapu Lele cleaned her up at the end, and then Jolteon's Volt Switch shenanigans. Static never got the upper hand that he was really looking for in this match. I don't think he had a very good matchup, to be honest, against the Wenter's Weaviles. But then again, who does? Mega Blastoise, Tapu Lele, Gengar. They have so many steals. But anyways, the Weaviles put on a lot of pressure early with Mega Blastoise, and you guys will see that in a minute. Sorry I have to constantly, like, change the screen, but we try to be professional as we can. We try. Okay, so he's going to lead with his Armaldo and a Landorus. Gonna go straight into his Blastoise. This is what I'm talking about, early pressure. Gonna go straight into the Gardevoir, and he's gonna go for the Water Pulse. Does not get the confusion immediately. Gunk Shot actually misses, which is a little bit unfortunate. Licky, I believe, puts on a decent amount of pressure this match as well. And this is actually Safety Goggles Armaldo, I believe, to take on the Smeargle. He had Safety Goggles on something. So he's going to go for the Superpower, and Static is going to predict that perfectly and go for the Super... Or, no, he's going to switch into Landers on the Superpower. He's going to go to Licky. Licky is a very prominent Pokemon in this matchup. He's going to pass the Wish from the Licky into the Mega Blastoise. He's going to go for the Iron Defense, which is a little bit interesting, but Static is going to go into his Ice-type Silvally to paralyze it and fire off a big Water Pulse, and is going to confuse the Gardevoir. Gardevoir is confused, but gets up the one layer of spikes, which is going to be nice for potential sashes. Going to go to his Mega Altario, gets a crit and does 67%, but is going to do 63% to that Mega Altaria. Mega Altaria is going to click Roost and Hyper Voice the Licky. Licky can just Wish Protect stall him. So we're just going to get past this. Going to drop a couple Dracos. Get a little bit back up to health. Get Superpower. Misses out on the kill on the Licky. Licky going to Seismic Toss it. Which Licky is just applying the most pressure on Static right now. Static went for the Shadow Claw. He doesn't want the Blastoise to get in. He did that just so Blastoise could not come in. He didn't want him to pass into Blastoise because he knew he loses if he passes into Blastoise. So he's going to go into Smeargle, go to Blastoise. He's going to paralyze, obviously, because of Nuzzle. Use Nature's Madness to do half damage. Mega Blastoise already has 2 kills now. And it's just a little bit of a stalwart. Static is basically just sacking off his Landers here. It is a Sash Jolteon, though. So you can just go for the HP Ice and take out the Landorus. He's going to try and U-turn with the Sizzle. But he can't do that because of the Protect. He's going to go into his Gengar on the U-turn. It's a free switch into Silvally, which is actually going to live the Sludge Wave and can go for the multi-attack Ice and kill off the Gengar, which will be the Inner Milotic's only kill of the match. They're going to Protect for what it's worth. And then with the last Mons here, Lele can just pick up the kills. Since Psychic Terrain will negate Bullet Punch, Static really couldn't do anything about that. So, yeah. That was the 5-0 of the week, which was the biggest differential swing of the week, I guess you might want to call it. And then next up for the 5th is the Elm Street Parasects versus the Portland Timbers Elm Street Parasects, who were formerly known as Jonesboro Omastars. And this is Elm Street Parasects are coached by Anderson, and the Portland Timbers are coached by me, Hutch. And as you can see, Reuniclus put a lot of pressure on me, and Mega Venusaur had a couple kills in there too. I had Mega Sableye going. Victini put on a decent amount of pressure, but it couldn't find its way to a kill, and Rotom Wash and Kadabra had some kills. So let's just get right into that game. It was a decently long game because we both had 2 Gen 6 stall teams, because I had a Mega Sableye team, he had a Mega Venusaur team. It's kind of just how it went. So I just led with my Victini, knowing that I could put on a lot of pressure early. I'm going to talk in this in third person. So the Timburrs are going to go for the Psychic, as Psychic almost 2 KOs the Arcanine, as Arcanine is Anderson's only switch-in. Anderson also told me after the game that Special Specs Victini was the only thing that really did him in, which is what I have. I'm going to go for the Toxic with Rotom. He makes a good switch into Hariyama, because that is Guts Hariyama, I did calc it. He's going to go for the knockoff on Mega Sableye, which doesn't matter, because Mega Sableye can just, what's it called? Mega Evolve. I didn't want to take a knockoff, so I just went straight into Ellie. So I just Sludge Waved because it was my hardest hitting move. So I go into my Timburrs go into Mega Sableye and take the Shadow Ball decently. Since it is special Mega Sableye. Good, and every time Aromatisse comes in, Victini gets to come in and fire off a big Psychic. So the Arcanine has to be Wish Pass or it's not prospering. So the Arcanine is going to go for the Crunch, not do that much, and Victini is going, or would have killed. He's going to go into his Reuniclus with a little... Sorry about that. Okay, so we have another glitch. Let me fix this glitch. Okay. So Victini is going to go for that, and they're going to go into their Scarf Lucario, which crunches, but it doesn't kill. They just needed to chip down the Reuniclus because the Reuniclus was such a big problem. As you can see, it picked up 4 kills. They're going to go into their Kadabra and click Psychic, which is going to kill the Arcanine. And then Donphan is going to come in, go for the big knockoff. It's Sash, Kadabra though, and Energy Ball's not doing anything, meaning it's a specially defensive Donphan. Switches out into Rotom, and then this is where things get a little bit stally, a little bit. And the Mega Venusaur does have the Earthquake for the Victini, for the Registeel, for the Lucario, for the Nidoqueen, kind of for a lot of things. This is where it gets decently stally, but Victini's going to fire off a big blue flare, and he's going to switch out the Aromatisse. It's unfortunate that the blue flare missed, because had Donphan been burned and taken that much damage, this might have been a different match, although there is one crucial play at the very end. Mega Sableye is going to put on a lot of pressure here. Hariyama is forced to switch out, as Mega Sableye was predicting a knockoff to just recover up and live. Or they're gonna burn the Mega Venusaur. My bad. This is where it just gets stally. Okay, so they're gonna sack off their Aromatisse, so no more answers for Mega Sableye if it is healthy. And the Hariyama is going to go for the Ice Punch, and Mega Sableye is going to go for the Recover, and they're going to switch out to Rotom to take the Ice Punch, and then comes in Mega Venusaur. Rotom Wash is faster, so it can just Volt Switch on it. Sacks off Kadabra, and Victini is going... Now that depends on if it matters, because if I would have... Timburrs would have killed there. This was the biggest play of the match. Sending in Mega Sableye, now it cannot live, and that is going to be the game. That was the game, just because Mega Sableye wins if it gets a free switch in. Bad play on my part, but this is in the heat of the moment. And they're going to get a crit, but it's irrelevant because they lose anyways. So, next on to the Kanto Embers versus the St. Louis Swablus. Kanto Embers are coached... Oh yeah, I forgot to also mention that the Arcaniners are also coached by Sam Joe. Sorry, Sam. I forgot. Don't get mad, I'm sorry. But Kanto Embers are coached by Rocker Boy Gaming and Shadow Champion. And St. Louis Swablus are coached by my colleague Malone. And it was a 2-0 in the Embers' favor with Mega Aerodactyl just destroying Malone's team. Chandelure did get a decent amount of kills. Ferrothorn did alright offensively. And we're just going to go hop right into this match. So fix it on OBS so you guys can see it better. It's tedious, but I don't really care. Okay, so Piloswine and Ferrothorn, gonna set up some rocks. Gonna flinch with the Icicle Crash. So already Malone is basically the Hacks God. Besides the Heated Mo, Malone is notorious for hacks. Notorious. Just watch some videos on him. Look at that. Look at that. Friggin' paralyze him. So he's gonna get crit, like I said. Malone is like the descendant of Mo, I swear. So Cresselia is just gonna heal up and then switch out. Blazit's gonna come in. The Chandelure is gonna go for the Fire Blast and just crit straight up Okos. The Cavagarus. Oh, I guess it's not an Oko if you want to count it with rocks. Shandy's forced out. Since it is Spec Chandelure, it's not guaranteed to outspeed. Plus, it's a Mega Aerodactyl sitting in front of them. So the Tapu Koko is going to come in with 7%. Cresselia can easily knock it off. Knock it out, I meant. With the Psychic. And Garchomp is going to come in, do absolutely nothing. And then Crest can just Moonlight up. And it's going to Moonblast the Pharaoh. Chandelure, or Ferrothorn is going to go for the Rocks. And Malone wants to switch right out into the Piloswine. He's going to lose his Eviolite in the process, but switches out into Cresselia. Cresselia can't do much to Mega Arrow. Mega Arrow can't do much to Cresselia. Mega Arrow is going to switch out into Pharaoh, going to heal up. The notorious Leroy Jenkins is going to come out and knock off the leftovers. Leroy is going to go down in the process. And then Chandelure is going to straight up crit Oko, the Raichu. So Chandelure putting on a lot of pressure early, but so is the Mega Arrow since it can now take out Cresselia. Malone's going to let it go down. And here comes the Circuitry. And gonna get another crit. Gonna get another crit. Shocking. Malone, stop hacking people, I swear. It's all in good fun, man. But it's going to Icicle Crash. Watch it flinch. Wow. I'm just messing with you. But Ferrothorn's going to pick up his second kill of the match. Chandelure is literally on 1 health because Malone EV'd it with odd EVs, I would assume. Or IVs. EVs, yes. I guess it can go either way. The Mega Arrow is just going to pick up these last couple of kills. And there's nothing Malone can do about it. Because Scarf Circuitry doesn't outspeed Mega Arrow, even if that is Scarf Circuitry. But that is going to be the game, and the Embers are going to win 2-0 for the 6th match. And the 7th and final match is going to be the Las Vegas Ludicolo, coached by the Spam, versus the Amsterdam Alakazams, coached by Commander Milan. It is a 1-0 in the Ludicolo's favor. Rimbombi gets the quiver, gets 3 kills. I actually really like Rimbombi. It's a really good quiver dancer, and let's just see how this match goes down. Hold up. Okay, I'll let you guys get glance. Have a glance. Yep, those are stats. Pause if you need to. Because we are hopping on over here. But if you guys were confused, like, hey, so it shows 4 kills there, but it was a 2-0, it was a 1-0, so I don't understand. Rimbombi died to Life Orbs, so that's why. So, the Spam is going to lead off with Skarmory, and Milan is going to lead off with Cobalion. Spam was probably trying to spike Rock Stack. Milo's going to go out into his Mega Diancie on the Komodo. And he's going to fire off a Moonblast. But in comes the Torn. Torn's going to go for the Heat Wave. Does not get the burn and is knocked down to 3% with the crit. So it cannot come back in on rocks. Yeah, that's where I lied. Because it can come back in because of the regenerator, which is such the nice thing about Torn. But Death Fodder, the Ribombee, is going to go for the Moonblast. You can just Quiver Dance up on the Psychic because it can easily live it now. Goes for the Energy Ball, takes out the Slowking, and here comes the Onslaught. Is going to go and sack off his Mandibuzz. He's going to get obliterated by a Moonblast from Quiver. Ribombee is going to go into the Torn, and with the boost is going to outspeed the Tornadus. Going to go down to Life Orb, but picks up 3 kills in the process, which leads the game, this match, in kills. And will continue to. They're going to go into both their fighting types. Spam has 2 fighting types left, though. But he's going to be Sub DD, Komodo. Mew says, I don't care, and goes for the Psychic. Spam maybe predicted the switch there, goes for another sub, just goes for Dragon Claw. Mylan is not playing any games. Clicks 3 Psychics in a row to take it out. Mega Beedrill is going to come in here and is going to go for the Fell Singer, which is a phenomenal play on the Spam's part. He just wins the game at that point if he gets it. Phenomenal prep on Commander Mylan's part. He has the Tanga Berry to live the hit, but goes for the U-turn. Mylan still gets initiative, though. So, Crabominable is going to live on 3 measly percent and is going to go for the Earthquake to take out the Mega Diancie. Cobalion is going to go for the Volt Switch because it is the most risk-free play to take out the Crabominable. For what reason he went to the Memo? Maybe I guess if he was defensive Cobalion, but that's not the case. Mylan makes the biggest misplay of the match there by going for the Volt Switch. I'm not sure if he had any more moves on there. If he didn't, then I guess that's all he could have done. But if he had something to hit harder than Volt Switch, he gave the matchup, and Spam is going to win with the Mega Beedrill. Let's see how long we've been recording. 35 minutes? That's a little bit longer than I wish it was, but it's fine. It's fine. We're just relaying information to you guys. So this is a recap of the match. Again, every link to the matches will be down below. So if you definitely want to go check them out, I will label which is which with the match. If you guys want to go watch them in your own time, as fast or as slow as you want. And here's the recap for week 1. So, I guess I'll hop on over here to the standings. So, standings. This is on the document. Let me make sure. Okay. So, this is the standings. So this is where everyone is placed. Let me see how this looks. So this is where everyone is. Top is the Weaviles, and so it's, if we win into the playoffs, I will review this after every time. If we win into the playoffs after week 1, we would have joining us in the playoffs will be the Weaviles, Sandslash, Mantine, Parasects, Embers, and Nootherlandians. Now that will move around until week 13, but until week 2, until a week from now, when we have our next, there's an advertisement right when I'm leaving. All right, whatever. On no copyright sounds, because that's what I'm doing through SoundCloud. Anyways, I will catch you guys in the next video. The next video, I believe, will be the power rankings with me and Malone, which will be uploaded in, I believe, 2 days. So I will see you guys then there, and goodbye, ASL coaches and fans. Goodbye.